All right, we are going to wrap up our historic / magic portion today, playing some Grixis or kind of 4-color with Teferi Breach here. So Underworld Breach is a card that actually got banned in Legacy, and it's made waves in Pioneer and other formats as well. It says each non-land card in your graveyard has escape. That escape cost is equal to the card's converted mana cost plus exiling 3 other cards from your graveyard. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice Underworld Breach. So the basic idea with this deck is you get 2 copies of Diligent Excavator into play with Underworld Breach out, and then using Underworld Breach, double Excavator, and then double Mox Amber, you're able to deterministically deck yourself. And then at the end of that, you use mana off of those Mox Ambers to cast Thassa's Oracle here and win the game with Thassa's Oracle's trigger. We have Lazav and Wishclaw Talisman and Thought Erasure, as this is a little bit of interaction. This helps us set up our combo consistently, and Lazav gives us a little bit of redundancy in case we mill an Excavator. One of the things that's really notable about this deck is while it sounds like that's a lot of combo pieces to assemble overall, this deck, in a way, in the later games, can effectively be just a 1-card combo, because if you play Underworld Breach with, say, 6 mana up, and Excavators and Moxes in your bin, you can full combo from just playing the Underworld Breach, because Underworld Breach lets you cast the other combo pieces you're missing from your discard pile. This deck felt very reasonable last time we played it. Let's dive on into some matches here with it and see if it still feels good today. If we have a good run with this deck today, I think I'm probably going to add this one up to the website too, because it's kind of unique in terms of how it combos. One of the comparisons you can make to this deck in this format is with the Grixis combo deck. And this deck is similar to that in it kind of combos with Diligent Excavator, but it tends to be a little bit more linear and a little bit less mid-rangey, for example. Alright, this seems fine. I think I'm going to bottom the Blood Crypt here. Play Temple of Malice on 1. Get ourselves set up to Thought Erasure on 2. Hey, it's good to be here, Ted. I'll be a little bit greedy and keep that. It's a really, really good card on average if we can find a 3rd land. We're just getting started. We're just getting started with this deck, Ted, or Allure. Well, shoot. Guess we'll get rid of that one. Perfect. So we're going to put 4 power into play here, smack us to 17, we'll shock to 15, and bounce one of the Burning Emissaries next turn. I think I'm actually going to bounce the Elf to slow down their mana. Because they're probably attacking this anyways. It's about a wash in terms of damage. I would love a Lazav. And then Lazav can mill the Mox Amber. Because I want the second Mox Amber for later, right? So that seems fine. Then a 1/3 is actually like pretty serviceable on this board, huh? So they can attack us for 2 here. He's got 2 thumbs and is dead to cleave. This guy right here. Way better than Oko. Definitely easier to interact with and better experience than Oko. Unban Oko 2020, right? All right, we got a bunch of interaction here. So obviously, we're not particularly good at racing the good draws out of them. We get to bring in 8 removal spells here onto the board, cut these Teferis, cut these Thought Erasures. My normal sponsored rate for other games sponsored, man, is $150 for at least an hour. Someone had asked the other day what my rate was for stuff like that, and then a sub asked if they could pay me to play a game, and then Punchworthy decided to poke me to play Slay the Spire. Easy mulligan. Yes, it's fine, right? We'll bottom Mox Amber. Actually, do I bottom Wishclaw and just hope to draw Excavator? Probably. I've literally never played the game before, Deggles. I purchased it last night on Steam, and I installed it and loaded it to make sure I could have a scene set up on OBS for it. I'm gonna go ahead and Noxious Grasp that. Aether Gusting, more expensive things, a little bit more tempo since they're gonna get to replay them guaranteed. Sure. Goodbye, friend. Sure, probably Wellborn Muse. I used to play a lot of first-person shooter games back in the day. During undergrad and stuff like that. Now I'm mostly an old man. Before Blizzard was terrible with the whole Hong Kong situation, I had played a good amount of Overwatch, but I haven't played that since that whole debacle. I think I'm just bottoming that. I just want to get to a Diligent Excavator. A full Skyrim playthrough. If you go way back on my YouTube channel, there's actually videos of me playing Skyrim for the first time. If you actually want to watch that, I can link you a playlist in Discord later. I played a ton of Morrowind growing up, and then I wasn't really a huge fan of Oblivion, so I put off trying Skyrim for a while. Yes, Pino, but I'm also not sure, do Commander Qs still exist on Moto? I'd have to figure out the logistics of it. I think we're playing Underworld Breach to flash back Noxious Grasp this turn. Yeah, nowhere near enough cards might have been there to do multiple things. Okay. That's a Wishclaw Talisman if they can't kill this. They might have like a shock or something, or another lava coil perhaps. Hey, American Gamer, thanks for the 21 months. Okay, well that's very good for us. I think I'm supposed to do this. I boarded my Teferis out, which may or may not be right. Yeah, definitely Thought Nuts. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to combo this turn Waterfalls. I'm planning to pass while holding up Noxious Grasp. I have not, Sheriff. What other decks did we play today? Bant Ramp in Standard and 4-color Electro Dominance in Modern. The Modern set was actually really good. There were some fun games of Magic. Not can begin. Now it can begin. Now it can... Listen, just friendly advice. If your Twitch username is multiple words, you should definitely always camel case it. Underscores are good. Happy Boy says, look at that. Happy Boy says underscores. And they have each word starting with the capital. We've had fun playing Modern a bunch recently, chat. You haven't watched the last couple? We played Kiki Chord in Modern somewhat recently, and it even made the list of the deck of the day. Like, it was a good time. All right, so they're deterministically dead. We just have to click here. So we have 2 Excavators, we have Underworld Breach, we have the Mox. So, costs us 3 cards to cast a Mox, we mill 4 cards to do it. This lets us deterministically deck ourselves, and then when we're done doing that, we'll cast Thassa's Oracle and win the game. Underscores are great. Buy their stuff. Green underscore on underscore green says. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Let's run it back. Bunch of Doomblades to keep ourselves alive. So this hand is close. The fact that I have Thassa's Oracle in it kind of makes me go bleh. Do I think these other 6 cards are worth keeping? They're playing Grolls, where I don't have to worry about them killing my Thassa's Oracle. I'm gonna keep it. Playing a 1/3 blocker might also just be okay. Yeah, feel solidly in hand sucks keep territory. Hey, Drew, thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. One thing I wonder, when we played a teamer version of this archetype, we had put a sweeper in the sideboard, and I feel like that might be correct to have. Mox is actually a pretty good draw here. I think I Emry, mill 6. Shock this in, pass. Last card's another threat, of course. Oh, they're not hasting it. Oh, well, that's really good for us. And then I go to 4 here. They put this on top for whatever reason. So I can cast down this. And then I can Thassa's Oracle as a blocker, play a tapped land, and then the following turn, I can Wishclaw, activate Wishclaw, play Breach. I have a few cards in my bin, so maybe I have enough with that. I'll put a Mox on top of my deck so I can mill that over here. Okay, there's a second Excavator for my bin. So I'll have 6 mana total next turn. I feel like they really messed up by not attacking us with the Spellbreaker last turn. I think that definitely should have happened. We're not quite deterministic, Marty, right? Because I have 12 cards in my bin. I guess that's enough to go Mox Excavator, though, right? And then I get to be deterministic from there. And I get to cast the first Mox using, or one of the Mox using Emry, so it doesn't require me to escape cards. Are they debating on if they're supposed to attack and let me kill the Oracle? Don't have their doorbell ring, maybe? Or their pizza finished, or their kid knocked their drink over? The Comcast gonna cut out? Yeah, maybe they're somewhere in the Midwest. I just tapped my red mana. I just tapped my red mana. Alright, well, I mean, if they're disconnected... The auto tapper's rigged, right? Mistakes. It looks like they're disconnected anyways. We would have killed them last turn. We're gonna get the W. Hey, Shakathi, thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, we'll make sure. Well, I think if they time out here again, they just explode, right? Yeah, that must have gotten disconnected. Not knowing you're fetching a red card, tapping red there makes a lot of sense. Does it? Does it? Tapping me out of a single color? When it could tap a blue source. Or I had 2 black sources and 2 white sources. That's fine. I should pay more attention to it. It's fine. Sure. I think I do this on one. Don't have black sources for those, so we'll bottoms up. So we're looking for Mox in here at this point. If we find a Mox, we can kill them as soon as turn 4. Alright. It's a bunch of looks at a Mox. Yikes. Yikes. Land questing beast. And we're dead. I believe we have died. Good chat. Good chat. Cheerio, mate. Cheerio. We're gonna board exactly like we just boarded. Close game. Yep. Both teams tried hard. 8 in, 8 out. We're only mostly dead. mulligan this. It has all the colors, so it's a little bit appealing, but it's just like, doesn't have any of our combo pieces to show. I'm gonna ban Lazav. Let's ban the Witching Well. Opponent's deck is very agile. Yes, it is. Curious how our deck wins. You deterministically deck yourself by looping Mox Ambers with Diligent Excavator in play, and then you play Thassa's Oracle and win the game with its alt text. I'm having the strangest sense of deja vu, chat. Wishclaw in the bin is perfect here. Oh, I guess I need red mana still, huh? Wait, how did this cost me 1 mana? Oh, I had 1 floating. I'm dumb. I didn't need to shock. I was like, I floated the Mox before. This is the part where we get Questersinned again. There's no questing beast, chat. I'm so confused. I don't know what to do with my hands. Wow, they like really bricked, huh? Yeah, I think I just Wishclaw for red here. I think that's accurate. And then next turn I can Emry for my other Wishclaw back and get Breach with it and go, go, go. Watch us have milled over all the red mana. Perfect. I have a red temple. I do. I already have Mox in, right? I guess the Mox is technically an extra mana. So I'm going to need 2, 3. Yeah, I'm probably okay with the Mox, actually. Let's leave that there. Read. Play Questing Beast and attack. Play. Just tap out, opponent. Just tap it out. Tap it out. I mean, when you're mono green, your options get a little limited, huh? Okay. Are they dead? I don't know. Let's find out. Alright, let's not tap my red land. Yeah, looking like they're dead. So then we cast, yeah, they're dead. So we cast Mox Amber. Milling 2. Then the second Mox Amber lets us cast Diligent Excavator. And now the Diligent Excavator is deterministic with the other Mox in the graveyard. So now we can, for people, someone asking earlier, how this deck wins, we're deterministically able to flip the entirety of our deck into our bin here, because every time we cast a Mox Amber, it makes us exile 3 cards, but when we cast it, it mills 4. So we flip our whole deck into our discard pile here. And then at the end of flipping our deck into our discard pile, we will cast Thassa's Oracle and they will die. Well, we'll win the game. They won't die, but we'll win the game. So again, these Mox are legendary, so whenever you cast the second one, the first one goes into your discard pile. I mean, Breach definitely is not red Yogg-Will. It's much, much better than Yogg-Will. There are some corner cases where Breach is not better than Yogg-Will, but for the most part, Breach is just better Yogg-Will. Like this deck, if you replaced Breach with Yogg-Will, it wouldn't work, right? Because Yogg-Will has the decency to exile other cards put into your graveyard later. And you can't just sit there and cast the same cards over and over again with Yawgmoth's Will. And for reference, Yogg's Will is a card that's banned in Legacy. Breach is also banned in Legacy, but you know. Yogg-Will's restricted in Vintage, of course it is. Trigger. Your graveyard is literally just your hand. Is there a playable version of this in Pioneer? Yeah, Breach combo is one of the better combo decks in Pioneer. It doesn't do the whole looping the graveyard like we're doing in this deck, but it has a different win condition. Yeah, Lotus Breach is a more powerful version of this in Pioneer. I think I'm actually gonna wait on this Witching Well, because I can go Excavator on 2, Excavator Witching Well on 3. Don't you dare play a Steel Leaf Champion. God bless America, my country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of the I sing. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Pre-recorded, right? Alright, 3 shots at a Breach. I guess we also need a Mox here too still, right? Yeah, we're probably dead. Yikes! Yikes! If this mills a Mox, if we need to find 2 Mox in our next 8 cards. We need to find 1 Mox in 6, and then another Mox in the next 2. Opponent has Land Whirls on 1 every game, and we can't find a Mox in our top 25 cards. Stupid rigged shuffler and their stupid face. Never forget, chat. The shuffler's as rigged as the earth is flat. The truth is out there, sheeple. If the earth is flat, why am I always so tilted? Asking the real questions. Does the green deck just mull any 7 without land whirls? Probably. Its curve is really bad. Like, the mono green, we played a mono green deck on stream, and even with elves, a lot of the time its curve isn't stellar. Can I get off this ride, please? Is there a basic land in this deck? Oh god, we're about to get wastelanded, aren't we? My body is ready to get fielded into Rune. Ooh, that's a good one, yeah. I'm gonna draw a card with this now before they nurse at us. Ooh, that's great too. Did they... I think they might have forgotten they were currently playing Hearthstone. I had an hour-long argument with a coworker that thinks COVID is a government plant and 5G waves are trying to take over people's minds. Well, I mean, Donald Trump is currently president of the United States, so we know that the stupidity of the average human being knows no bounds. Yeah, if we untap, we win the game, so if we untap with all of our friends here. Who's got 2 thumbs and no need for a basic land? This guy right here.
I know 88 ways to defeat you.
An hour is... Yeah, I hope you were, like, locked in a room with this person and had a reason you couldn't escape. An hour is a real long time. I think that's actually my favorite part of the shut up and dribble mantra from conservatives. It's like, listen, you don't get to tell me to shut up and play Magic while I'm here on stream. Y'all elected a reality TV star to be president. So you invited entertainers into the industry, and I don't want to hear it. Was indeed locked in a room. God bless. Yep, and again, we have deterministically won the game from here. So, 2 Mox, 2 Diligent Excavators, Underworld Breach in play. Flip our deck into our graveyard. Once we flip it over in its entirety, we cast Thassa's Oracle and win the game. Sounds good, Weather Lady. Don't mind me. Just be over here escaping cards. Oh, that's actually an A+ piece of advice, huh? When we're deterministic like this, I should prioritize escaping spells that aren't Thassa's Oracle, because it makes my hand smaller. Special thanks to Teferi, Master of Solitaire, for the win. Yep. You think they're having fun? I hope they're having fun. Listen, they're playing blue-white control. A better question is, do they deserve to have fun? They registered 4 Teferis as well, chat. I am not the bad guy here. We're both bad people, okay? I'm having enough fun for 2 people. Right, yeah, remember, fun is 0-sum. So if your opponent is having no fun, that means you're having all the fun. Yeah, there's potential that they've registered 8 Teferis. Great, only 3 cards in my deck. I like how it does the deck stacking animation when you click it before they die. It's like, just let me stack these up here real nice, like. Alright, so... this is what the pack rats are in the sideboard for, right? Who wants to board in pack rat here? I think that's the plan. If it's not good here, it's not good anywhere, right? I have not played any Slay the Spire previously, no. Alright, let's do it. Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. Slow and steady. I mean, this hand's quite good if we draw land, huh? We're on the draw. Let's do it. Listen, chat, I just want the record to reflect that if we don't hit the land, it's because you didn't believe enough. So I'd like to dedicate this land drop to everybody in chat who believed in this thing called love. In this thing called lands. Do you believe in this thing called lands? Ashiok, rude. Oh no! They milled our Thassa's Oracle, chat. That's okay. Who's got 2 thumbs and boarded in 3 copies of Pack Rat? This guy right here.
You must be quelled.
Could also just mill them. As demonstrated.
Let's slow this down. I've got it.
Looking for an untapped land here. Yeah, milling them out could be a reasonable plan here for sure. Sick.
Right on schedule. Don't make it. Here we go.
Yep. I mean, with 2 excavators, we're milling them rather quickly, right? They could have a Nexus. I don't know. I haven't seen that before, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. All right, they've yet to mill a Pack Rat. Anything interesting today? The modern deck this morning was actually a lot of fun. I think there's a good chance I tagged the modern deck from this morning as the deck of the day.
I've got time.
3 days ago, I asked if I should spend money to get wild cards for Yarok Field. You said yes, and I hit Mythic for the first time. Thanks, Moldy. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Congrats. So I'm gonna Lazav here and mill them. Wait, am I deterministic? No, I'm not deterministic because I'm not deterministic because they got rid of my Thassa's Oracle, right? Yeah. Can we deterministically mill them out? I don't think so. So I can fill my deck up, but it costs me 3. I only add 1 card on each loop, right? Yeah, we might actually be able to. Well, they're down to 29 cards. If I flip, do I have another Excavator in my deck? There's another Excavator in my deck. We could, in theory, mill into an Excavator. Let's try it. Well, I need to get an excavator into my bin to have that happen. All right, the goal here will be to get. Well, they have a blast zone they can crank to 2, chat. Okay, and then Lazav here cost us 3 cards but mills us 5. Okay, and then Emry's, the second Emry's a more efficient way to mill ourselves, right? Because Emry lets us mill ourselves 4 while also milling them 4. So I think I can start splitting the difference now. So I do this. Yeah, our Oracle got Ashiok. For people that are coming in late, our Oracle got Ashioked. Yeah, I could cast these cards out of my hand to mill them too. Yeah, sick. That was great. Nice control deck. That's excellent. You love to see it, chat. We build both players. And you get a little bit of mill, and you get a little bit of mill. Everybody gets some mill. Yeah, I agree, Fearburger. We're gonna get to run them down really low, unless they had something like a cheeky Nexus. They were done there. Opponent has a clean mill of health. Badumch. The Magician. So Thassa's Oracle in the opener is kind of a mulligan, but like the rest of this hand is really good, so I'm gonna keep it. I'm an old man, I don't play first-person shooters. Do 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 sneak papa keep papa do 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 do. They missed a land drop. Okay, so we need a second excavator and then a breach here. We have Wishclaw to assemble one of those two things. So we'll Wishclaw here. Oh, and then actually, we milled a Diligent Excavator, right? So I just go get... This is going to be turn 4 lethal. I think this is just turn 4 lethal, right? So I just use this and go get a Breach. And then next turn, we cast Breach. And then cast Excavator combo with the second Mox. Good clean live in. They're at 27 life and it's kind of scary. I don't understand how you're winning, Jeff. The scoreboard has you down by 10. You gonna be able to make up all that ground really quickly, Jeff? Or like, taking a look at our bin, probably trying to figure out how dead they are next turn. The answer is very dead, opponent. Very, very dead. Oh, they have a Conclave Tribunal. Okay, might be less dead. Might be less dead, okay. Okay, so we're gonna have to play with fire here a little bit. Do we go for it? Yeah, because we could Teferi at some point, right? Yeah, okay, so the plan is Breach, and then I'm gonna Mox Amber. Yeah, so I'm gonna Mox Amber from my hand here, and then this lets me Teferi, bounce the Conclave Tribunal. Yeah, Emry gives me a Mox. Emry gives me a Mox that doesn't cost cards, which is relevant. And then we drew a land here, which is great. So I get to do this. Do this. Pay 2. Escape Excavator. And then again, we're now deterministic. Because Mox takes 3 to escape, but mills 4. Yeah, but that takes an extra mana, Zingzal. So now we deterministically get to flip our deck into the bin. And then after we flip our deck into the bin, we use the blue mana from... We use the blue mana from the Mox to cast Thassa's Oracle and win the game. So turn 3 kill through a removal spell. Pretty good. Pretty not bad. Yeah, I agree that this archetype's pretty underplayed in this format. Yeah, this is turn 4 kill through a piece of removal. Yeah, we're intentionally milling spells out of the graveyard, so that way we don't have infinite cards over here to, like, sort through. It doesn't really matter. I think this version's better than Kisses. I don't think it's a strictly better, strictly worse comparison. So, I think this deck is a better linear combo deck than Kisses is, but in a more interactive format. Like, for example, I know we just beat blue-white control with this, but I think Kisses is much better against decks that are interacting with you, on average. This deck's a little bit better at racing and ignoring the opponent. Kisses is good because in addition to being a combo deck, it also is interactive with, like, Urza's Ruinous Blast and Oath of Kaya. So, they both involve, like, Mox Amber looting, but they're slightly better for doing slightly different things. Maybe, Percy. Being able to just play Uro is, like, pretty big game. I was kind of thinking, like, where's my Thassa's Oracle at? And I remembered it's in my hand. It's in my actual hand, not my secondary hand. Whee! Bye, friend. Alright, so Noxious Grasp, Cast Down, Disenchant sound good. I'm gonna cut Thought Erasure. I actually think Teferi's pretty okay in this matchup because unlike Gruul, who has lots of haste creatures and questing beasts, Teferi can reset their large creatures in this matchup, their Ajani's Pridemate or their Ajani Pridemate tokens. Probably just trim one of him still, though. Yeah, let's do that. More ramp tools. Yeah, here's open up. Yes, Teferi get rid of Deafening Silence and Conclave Tribunal. I mean, like, they can print big bomb creatures without printing, like, more Arboreal Grazers and Uros, right? Like, they can print Timmy cards without, like, infinite things to put them into play sooner. Alright. Well, you know. Looking for a breach. They didn't have a play on one. Oh, they had Secluded Steppe. Psycho lands are weird in their aggro deck. It's an interesting choice. Oh, no! Oh, no! This is another card. So, Kisis combo doesn't care about this card at all. Whereas this deck gets a little dumpstered by it. Things to note. Quick Disenchanter. So if we have enough mana, we could technically combo through her. Because, like, your Mox technically pay for themselves. You just have to have 2 extra mana left over at the end. I think we're dead here. Thalia plus an incredibly quick clock's gonna end the game. As is often the case, you can't just have disruption against combo, you also have to have a clock to go with it. It depends on how many wild cards you have, Alkalo. There's definitely more constructed playable cards in the second anthology as well. We were alive to a breach draw, would have been 5 mana. Was I? Yeah, I think you're right, actually. I think I want Teferi. You can bounce Thalia before we go. I guess I have 2 Scrylands. Oh, right. Yeah, Mox it is a Mox Opal. It's not just like casually enabled. Okay. Perfect. Just like we drew it up, chat. Just like we drew it up. Oh-ho. We're halfway there. Oh-ho. Living on a prayer. Take my hands. We'll make it, I swear. Do-do. Lizard on a chair. Do-do-do-do-do. So I think the plan is just disenchant this inside of combat, ambush their 1/1. Squawk! Squawk! Silly opponent, you've activated my trap card. Haha! They do not bloodbath. If you're gonna get the anthology, you should do it before you craft anything. Otherwise, you're spewing.
I'll protect you.
I wonder if they have another piece of like removal or disruption here. Yeah, we do just need one more Mox in the bin, don't we?
Be a bad idea.
So we got the old Underworld Breach here. They're about to cast Rest in Peace, something like that. Sure. Oh, they give you gem refunds for them. That makes sense, like the 4th card protection. You still are losing money, but not necessarily.
That didn't pan out.
I mean, even if they have like a cage, like I have another Teferi in my hand, right? Yeah, they only had a removal spell.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
And you did.
Trust me, you'll thank me later.
Do 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 do. It doesn't matter. Do 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 do. Again, these are all the bits you need to be deterministic. Again, highlighting some of the strength of Underworld Breach in the deck. While it's technically a lot of individual cards to reach a deterministic board state, you don't actually need to draw all of them. You can just mill some of them over. I like the core of this deck. I think it's pretty reasonable. That's our second time playing this or some variation of a tree. We've also played a teamer variation in the past. I think I'm going to go ahead and add this one up to the website. I feel like the power level and consistency of this deck is like... This archetype feels really underplayed based on how strong and consistent it feels to me. Like, as far as, like, I honestly think this is a better linear combo deck than Nexus is in this format. The more this format develops and, like, the tools we got with Questing Beast and Bone Crusher Giant, I really feel like Nexus isn't that big of a threat. I think decks like this and Kisses are probably just better in the combo category. Yeah, the deck's got good puzzles in it, too, which is great. Yeah, it's more enjoyable to watch, too, right? Like, you hit deterministic really quickly. You're, like, just, like, rushing to try and solve the puzzle and figure things out, which makes a lot of sense. All right, so that's going to wrap up our Magic segment for